Hello everyone, my name is Richard Swan from PMW. Now if you're watching this video just now, it means that you are one of two things. Either you're already part of our team, which is working at the 10X UK events in different locations across the UK, or number two, you have very kindly volunteered yourself to join that team and to help out at one or two of those events. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet as possible because there's other information that you can dive into, but I'll break it down into three components. Number one, the next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the guide for you to help you, or the reference Bible as I call it. And then the last two things are the major hotspots for our team to work at these events. That is, first of all, the check-in registration process on the first day of each of the events. And number two, the product sales parts of the puzzle that are going to be going on during the events. So that's the three things I'm going to cover next. Okay, so the first of those three parts. Part number one, the guide, the reference Bible. This is the document, the Evernote document, which the video that you're watching just now is going to be shared inside. So that'll be this part of the puzzle here. Once you trigger that, that's the video that you're watching. So what is this guide? What is this reference Bible? Well, it's a guide to try and help you as much as possible to have all the information at your hands that you need to feel prepared, to feel you know what's going on, to feel you can answer questions that you might come up with, or more importantly, that guests might come up with. So there's going to be one of these guides for London, one of these guides for Glasgow, but the video itself is just the exact same, so you don't need to watch that over and over again. So what does this guide do? What does this Bible do? Well, as I say, it's to try and cover everything that you might want to know and prepare yourself. First wee section here is the venue event information. This link goes to a page for the specific venue. This one, of course, is the London guide, so it goes to the London information page. And that is a page which is continually updated and is given to the guests that are coming. They've already been given it as part of their ticket. It's been sent out on mailing lists, and that will be repeated right up until the event takes place. What does it do? It lets them as guests prepare. So it shows them all of the different events, the dates, the times within that. So at London, there's 2 days of a boot camp. Then there's a VIP dinner that some of the guests will be attending. There's an additional mastermind day that some of the guests will be attending. And it breaks them all down into a full running order, showing locations, times, anything they need to know about where to go, etc. It guides them through the registration process that they'll have to do on the first day of the event, and that's something we'll cover later on. And gives them handy information about the place, where they can go for food and drink, the travel, transport directions, all that kind of stuff. And it's obviously useful for yourself if you want to feel you know what's going on, you want to know roughly how things can join together, then that's the very page to go and at least skim over, or you might want to try and memorise it as much as possible. That will answer your questions, and that will answer guest questions that you'll get on the day as well. And it's a link that you can give them, or it's a link that you can study the material and just answer any questions that you might get. Next section, we've broken down the 2-day boot camps into an agenda. So again, what does it do? It gives you, this is just internal by the way, the guests don't know this, this is just our team, so that we know roughly what's going on, roughly how things join together as it comes to lunches and start times and close times, that kind of stuff. Very handy. Then there's a ticket category section. We've got loads of attendees coming to these events, and they've bought all sorts of different tickets. We're going to be processing those tickets, giving them certain things for those tickets, such as wristbands. Some people get books, some people get access to different areas, and so on and so forth. And this breaks that down into a nice little table so that you know exactly how they tie together. What exactly does an executive ticket person get? What should I expect to hand them out during the registration process? What exactly will I be telling them where to go once I've done their check-in? That kind of thing. Very handy table of information. Going to pop in here the Wi-Fi information when I get that from the hotels or the venues that we're at. So that will be in there to help you. And then the last part of the puzzle goes into how to set up your smartphones and your laptops so that we have those set up for dealing with two things: the check-in registration process and dealing and assisting with the sale of products at the events. So that's the next part of the puzzle I'm going to go into. Okay, next part. Let's keep this moving along quickly. So this is part 2 out of 3 of the things I wanted to cover, and this is the check-in registration process. So within the reference Bible, within the guide, there is very handy information that you can use to set up in advance and get ready for dealing with the chaos on the day of registering guests. And at the bottom of that reference guide is 2 things: an area where it shows you how to get the apps that you require and how to log into them on your mobile phone, and another area which covers the laptop that you'll bring along as well to set that up. What I'll say is, use this info, follow it, get yourself set up in advance so that you feel comfortable and you know exactly what's happening. If you try and do this on the morning or at the desk when we're setting up and there's a big line of people outside, you're just going to stress yourself out and put yourself under a lot of pressure. That's why I'm getting this information out to you, to give you a heads up, to give you advance warning so that you can be best prepared and feel really comfortable about dealing with this on the day. So the most important thing I was going to go into next. These tools, these mobile phone apps, these laptop browser connections, etc., let me emphasize that all these are tools on standby to help you to do your main job at check-in, right? Tools that you can use, not tools that you have to use, tools that you can use to help you do your main job. What does that mean? What is my main job? Here it is. When a person approaches you at your desk and you're about to check them in, your main job, your one and only thing, is as quickly as possible, turn that person's ticket into a wristband for them and get them away from your desk as quickly as possible. That's the job. As quickly as possible, checking in that person, turning them around and getting to the next one. And the slower we are, the longer the queues are going to be and the more stressed we're going to be, etc. And I don't want you to be stressed, and I want you to have an easy life, and I want you to get through this hotspot as quickly as possible. So these tools are just there as handy things on the side. What do I mean? Well, again, Joe Bloggs walks up to you with let's say a paper ticket. You can look at it and check it and go, okay, Joe Bloggs, London executive ticket. Fantastic. I'm going to take that bit of paper off you, stick it in the bin behind me, and I'm going to check you in. I'm going to get what you need, which is what from the table above. I know that you need a red executive wristband. There you go, pal. Keep that for the entire event. That's how you get in and out of places. You also qualify to get an event workbook. They're going to be round about the registration desks, so I'm going to give you one of those as well. Then what am I going to do? You're in this category here, and I'll know all of this in advance as someone working there. There you go. There's your wristband. There's your workbook. That's you now checked in. Make sure you're very careful with your wristband because it will get you through all the different areas while you're here. You can now relax until the event starts. You can go outside. You can go next door to the London O2 Arena, for example. This is for the London event. Or you can pop upstairs to the first floor Aurora foyer as well. Maybe the weather's bad. That's it, as quickly as possible. You've looked at a paper ticket, you've checked what he is or what she is, and you've given them what he or she needs, and you've turned them away from that desk as quickly as possible to get the next person. Someone else might have a digital ticket. Here's another thing you're even allowed to do. Just look at that digital ticket on their phone and see, you're Joe Bloggs, this ticket is for a London executive ticket. I'm going to give you this and this and this, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to get you away from my desk as quickly as possible. That's all good as well. The things like the apps and so on, for scanning tickets and QR codes and things like that, great, just a wee tool. You do not need to use them. If it's all nice and quiet, if we hit a wee period where there's just a wee tiny queue and you just fancy playing about the app, go for it. Scan the ticket, make it beep and feel good about it. It's all good. But there's two kind of realities in this. The one reality is something we didn't want to happen, and that is that for the tour, we have had to use 2 different ticketing systems. That's quite a problem. That's quite a nuisance. It's not something we planned to do or hoped to do, but due to various factors, it's something we had to do. And as I say, there's 2 different systems. Now, we will have the mobile phones, scattered across our desk. Make sure you bring your chargers. We'll get some extension cables, get them plugged in. We'll have the laptops across the desk. Make sure you bring your chargers. We'll get them plugged in. So at your disposal there, you've got different phones. You might pick up one phone and try and scan a ticket to make it beep. And you realise, oh, it's actually for the other ticketing system. So you'll grab another phone. We'll have loads of devices there to use, but that's all they are. They're just handy wee tools. If we are able to check a customer's ticket in paper or on a phone, see what they are, give them what they need, and get them away from that desk without using anything else, do that. That's the number one priority, to get rid of the kind of queues, and that's the second part of that puzzle. Our headache is going to be turning through hundreds and hundreds of people. So that's the main thing to keep an eye on. Do not panic. Oh no, Richard, I never scanned that person's ticket. I never made it beep. I've not got them checked on the system. I don't care. The number one priority is quickly turning them around to take their ticket and give them their wristband and stuff. Okay, so focus on that. The second wee part of that puzzle with the laptops and stuff, as I've said, handy wee tools scattered across the desk. We'll have different laptops there to cover the 2 different systems, and they will really help if we need to query something. Someone's not got a ticket. They've walked up and I never brought it. My phone's dead. My dog ate it. Whatever. My name is Joe Bloggs and I have bought an executive ticket for London. I just don't have it. Well, that's where these things really help. You can use the apps to search for a person's name and help yourself that way. Or let's have one wee quick peek at the systems. Here's ticketing system number 1, and I've used the process explained here, which you can use in advance to try it out. I've used that process to set up my browser. So I've got one browser window open and I've got access into the area. So, he's Joe Bloggs. I would type in blogs, obviously, but that's not going to be that person. Let's just say the person was called Abbott. So there you go. As soon as I start keying in here, I can search for a person. I can now check them in. I can click on this to see, okay, well, who is this? Jeff Abbott, email addresses, address, etc. I could quiz them. Okay, you're standing in front of me with no ticket. Can you show me your ID, please? Yeah, here you go. Here's my driving license that shows you I'm Jeff Abbott, or my passport, or my credit card, or whatever. If I really just want to double check something, I could say, okay, can you tell me what phone number you would have used to book your ticket? No bother, it ends with 084, for example. That's great. I've now satisfied myself that you are that person, and I can now check you in. You can click on that button. You can go back to the main menu. You can click on that button. The clicking of the button, the checking in thing, is not the important thing. The important thing is we've verified their ticket. They don't have a paper one. They don't have one in their device, but we've managed to find them in the system. That's their ticket verified. Now go and deal with it. Give them the wristband, give them whatever else they're due, give them the information we need to tell them, and say goodbye. That's the process. This is ticket system number 2. This is what this looks like. Again, you just follow the guide, and if you have Google Chrome browser on one of your laptops, whether it's yours or one of your colleagues sitting beside you at the desk, that's how it will look. You can pop in here and do, let's see, Espino, enter, there you go, Rosanna Espino. Exact same thing again. She's come, she's not got a ticket, I don't know what she is, I can look for her ID, I can ask her things, I can check her phone number, I can match her passport, whatever you want, get the job done, get her checked in, and get her away from your desk. So that gives you a wee idea of how the tools look. So the second hotspot, the main hotspots of our kind of time, if you like, at the events, is going to be assisting with the sales of products. So while Grant Cardone is on stage, at various points, he is going to cover pitching 3 different products: a low end, a mid end, and a high end product. At the very bottom of your reference Bible, that area is going to be populated with those details. There'll be a web page for each of the 3 products involved. He'll do all the talking on the stage, all the selling, all the pitching, everything else, and he'll give people in the room the chance to buy that. They might buy it from their seat while they're, looking at their phones or their tablets and stuff. That's good. But there will be some who will be directed to come to us for assistance. What our job is at these points in time is going to be being available at some desks, pretty much kind of at the back of the room, or for example in London it would be out in the foyer just outside the ballroom probably, and as many of us as possible sitting at desks with laptops or tablets, whatever we have for browsers, to just be there as a terminal to help the customer. We don't need to know about the products, we don't need to sell them or pitch them, that's all been done. We're just there to give them the system to actually do the purchase. So it's a case of, if I jump across, opening up 3 different browser windows. Here's the one for the low-end product, the Playbook as it's called. It's got the information on it, and more importantly, it's going to have, by the time of the event, the button to buy it. And we can just have that laptop ready, check which product the customer wants to buy, click on the button, and spinning the laptop around to them, sitting beside them, whatever's going to be comfortable, get them to purchase it. Put in their details, their credit card number, etc., and go through to the end of that. Once they've done it, we can simply explain, that's great, that looks all successful. You will now have a confirmation email sent to you for the purchase of your product. And Grant Cardone's team in Florida will be in touch with you through email to deliver that product to you. That's it. We're just like assistants. We're at sales desks at the very back. So at each point in time, obviously we'll be scattered about here, there and everywhere. There'll be maybe some who are helping at the front, some who are helping with the microphones for Q&A, some are helping with dealing with some problems or questions from guests, some are helping getting some materials in, whatever. It's going to be very much a come and go thing, a go with the flow type of thing. Once the main hotspots are dealt with, such as check-in registration or dealing with one of these sales processes, then we're going to be a big team thrown about everywhere. Right, can you go and help with such and such? You too, can you come here and help so and so? That kind of thing. Just think on your feet, keep fast and active, and of course when you get those wee downtimes, when we get those breaks, relax, enjoy yourself. If you're a volunteer who's came because you want to hear Grant talking, do that as well. At your position, wherever you are, take in the event, take it in until you're required for the next one. If you need to go for a walk, if you need to get a water or a coffee or stuff like that, we're all there just to relax, to function and to help each other and to really come together when it's these kind of hotspot moments. And that is the hotspot moment. When we know or we see that he's gearing up to sell a product, he's talking about that product, what should be in your brain is, this is a sales session, get my ass to wherever, get my laptop, get to those desks, get it open, get my browser windows ready, and prepare for however many people to run up to my desk, and I've got to help them. Okay. That is the last hotspot. And apart from that, as I say, try and enjoy yourselves. It's going to be long days and hard work with little sprints of mad, frantic activity, and then some occasions where we can unwind, relax, make sure we're getting a wee break, a wee breather, a wee walk, some refreshments, or taking in what's happening at the actual event itself. But let's help each other, let's work in wee groups, wee couples, we'll get things done. We'll get there eventually. And if you use all the information I'm giving you just now, with the video, with the guide, to make yourself comfortable, you're going to be better prepared for it all and feel comfortable for dealing with the actual event when it comes. Good luck.